Hey guys, I hope you're all hunkered down and trying to stay mellow. And for the record, the more you're staying at home these days, the more the rest of us would like to say thank you. The Forbes board would also like to thank our chapter leaders who made the difficult decision to cancel our local and regional gatherings even before public health officials issued stay-at-home recommendations based on the state of emergency which the California had recently declared. Of course, with so many of us staying at home, our social networks have been working overtime, which means so has our dedicated team of admins, which includes both myself and Forbes Vice President Joe McGreevy as ex officio administrators, while the heavy lifting is done by Santa Greg Cook, Santa Chuck Kelly, and Santa Bear Kistler. So to each of these jolly gents who have volunteered their time and energy, we also say thank you. If you have any suggestions or comments for the leadership, feel free to post them on this social network, and they'll make sure that we see them. And then there's folks like Nancy Giddings, a.k.a. Mama Claus, who is real-life mama of Diva Claus. She is also a professional seamstress to the Claus world under the label Mama Claus Fashions. As soon as she learned that there was a statewide shortage of face masks, which were now also being required by the CDC for our at-risk demographic, she shut down everything else in production and began churning out Claus-themed face masks as quickly as she could. The first batch of 30 was ready like the next day, and Diva and I picked them up from her doorstep to drive them around to drop points for other chapters in our area. Mama Claus has now distributed around 160 face masks to Forbes Santas and Mrs. Clauses in 3 states, and only stopped temporarily due to the nationwide shortage of materials. Now that we have secured her an ample supply from the Noel cartel, she'll be back in business tomorrow. We even coined a cute name for our efforts to support Mama Claus as she supports us. We called it Operation Santa Claus. And finally, the Reunion Planning Committee has been meeting regularly as we continue to monitor the current situation and circumstances, which will ultimately determine the future of our 27th annual Santa Reunion, which is currently still scheduled for next January. We have contracts in place and deposits tendered. However, we all agree that the nature and extent of this historically unique reunion will depend heavily upon our national and local Christmas seasons this year. And on that note, at least, those of us on the West Coast may be heartened to learn that California and Washington seem to have put the worst of this pandemic behind us already. So, if anywhere in the United States can expect to have anything resembling a normal holiday retail season, it would appear that it will be the Southwest and Northwest economic corridors. As always, you may rely on your fraternity to continue to not only provide you with the most reliable information available, but to seek opportunities to advocate for our membership and our industry. We will inform you of the latest tips and products which we can verify and certify as valid, which brings me to the final point of this video. I overheard Diva today telling someone how much it bothers her that she cannot share her legendary hugs with her favorite folks anymore. At least not until we have a vaccine against this virus or something approaching universal testing. That's not her decision. That's the best advice offered by the leading epidemiologists in the world. And that got me to thinking. If it's that hard for Diva to accept and appreciate the new prohibitions against skin-to-skin contact, how hard is it going to be for we Santas to give up our jolly handshakes with each other? So I've come up with a suggestion which I'd like you all to get behind with me, and let's see how far we can get it to spread socially. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where you would normally shake another person's hand, and especially if they offer their hand to you out of habit, I would like to propose that we do this. A double clasp of our own palms to simulate the traditional gesture, which was originally only intended to demonstrate to one another that their weapon's hand was empty, accompanied by a warm, hearty smile and perhaps even a prayerful gesture with the clasped palms to indicate our wishes for the other's spiritual well-being. I believe we could literally save lives with this simple gesture. And if you're looking for an opportunity to be heroic during this National Hour of Need, here it is. And so, my brothers and sisters, won't you help me get this new tradition started and get it trending as widely and quickly as possible? The new handshake. Thank you.